So in today's video, basically, we're going to show you like how to run a successful commercial rabbit farm.
Hello viewers, my name is Yahaya, an expert in rabbit farming. I'm going to take you through the factors to consider when doing rabbit farming on a commercial purpose. First and foremost, there are certain factors you should consider before starting up a rabbit farming for commercial purposes. One is always having the passion for that project you're going to run, because passion helps you beat the challenges and face them, to overcome them, then do the right thing for earning a living. And another thing to consider is always marketing. First, consider marketing before you establish the place, because marketing will give you the right number to start with, because you have to accommodate those rabbits, as taking care of them, feeding them, hence leading to the budgeting for the rabbits. And another thing, the reason as to why you first do the marketing is to know the demand of the rabbits you to rear in the place. Then another thing, when you're done with market research, we are going to talk about the housing or establishment for the farming structure. As you may look around, we have that former structure we had here at the farm. That's the structure we began with. And currently now, I'll be taking you to our second structure. Here we have at the farm.
Continue talking.
Then as we are in here, I'll show you the housing or the cages for the rabbits. Here we have the cages constructed and put in place. And looking through the cages, we have every rabbit in its respective cage. And looking furthermore at the cage, it has some features on it. We have the water drinking system. This water drinking system is the one that provides water, safe drinking water to the rabbits. As we have the nipple, when the rabbit touches it here with its mouth, basically it feels the water coming. Then we have another thing, another feature as the feeder. This feeder is what we use to give supplementary feeds to the rabbits, such as the rabbit pellets, the fiber. When we bring like the sugar canes, it's where we put them for proper organization in the house of the rabbit. Then furthermore, we have to talk about the dimensions we have at the rabbit cage. We have 2-meter dimension by length, the width, and the height. The reason as to why we gave them that measurement is to provide enough room for feeding and exercising their bodies. As you know, rabbits also need some exercises. So, looking below here, there is this iron sheet. This iron sheet basically works as a collection of the rabbit droppings and urine. Before that, let me take you around the wire mesh around this rabbit cage. It is for proper aeration to the rabbits and to provide enough light. You see the whole of the rabbit cage is surrounded by this wire mesh, it being down below, it being up, the edges also we did put the wire mesh. So the reason as why you put wire mesh everywhere is for proper aeration and provision of enough light to the rabbits. Then with this wire mesh below the cage is to let the droppings of the rabbit to go through this wire mesh, then be collected onto this iron sheet, where we collect it furthermore for proper disposal or for further use. Another factor to consider as you're doing rabbit farming for commercial purposes is choosing the right breed. Talking of the breeds in rabbits, there are breeds that are highly recommended for commercial purposes, such as the New Zealand White, New Zealand Black, California Flemish Giant. The reason as to why they are highly recommended for commercial purposes is that these breeds mature faster at birth. They give birth in good numbers. They give birth to bunnies in good numbers, healthy bunnies, and they grow bigger in size.
What's the average, the number of bunnies they can give?
The average number they can give is always 6 or more.
Is it possible to increase the number of bunnies?
It's always possible to increase the number of bunnies.
So what do you do exactly?
Exactly what you do is securing the rabbits, putting them in a secure place, feeding them on time, and deworming them at times when their mothers are not yet like the time for breeding. That's what we normally do, feeding them on supplementary feeds to boost their nutritional status. Yeah. So furthermore, talking about another factor to consider as you're doing rabbit farming as a commercial purpose, you should consider breeding. Breeding also is highly considered in this commercial process, because as you do the mating of the male with the female, that means you'll have a production rate of about 6 or more bunnies, hence increasing the population of your animals at the farm due to the demand you'll be having made first the research of the market and knowing the demand of the rabbits in your area. So that's another factor to consider. It is breeding. Which type of breeding can you do? You don't do the inbreeding. Either you crossbreed, having breed from having a male from another breed to the female of another breed. So you do that process to earn good number or increasing the population of the rabbits at the farm according to the demand you have for the rabbits. Another factor to consider as you're doing rabbit farming on a commercial purpose is feeding. Feeding the rabbits is when you give them the food they eat on to supplement their nutrients, because they also need to be alive and they should be healthy too. Then feeding the rabbits requires many feeds, as they do not feed on one type of feed. They can feed on the weed grass, sometimes can feed them on the elephant grass, can feed them on banana leaves, feed them on sugarcane stalks, feed them on rabbit pellets, even feeding them on sugar canes, the real sugar canes we know, because the sugar canes contain fiber that increase or boost the growth rate of the rabbits. Then furthermore, talking about another factor to consider as you do rabbit farming on a commercial purpose is record taking. Record taking or record keeping helps you to know the expenditure of your farm and the income of your farm, or helps also to know with which performance are your rabbits now. Are they producing? Are they yielding? Are they of good yields? That's the importance of record keeping. And record keeping also helps you to know the number of animals you have at the farm. Also helps you know how much you do spend or your expenditure, and how much performance with income are you so far.
So where can I get like pure breeds?
Pure breeds are normally got from farmers. Try to reach out to the farmers, some certain farms, because those people have pure breeds. Like the New Zealand white, they have them in pure. They don't tend to crossbreed most times with their animals.
Okay.
So thank you.
Thank you for watching. See you next time.